So firstly, obviously, at just 15 years old, you've become world junior champion. What was that week like for you in France, and how did it feel to take that title?
It was obviously an amazing week. I mean, I had a goal of winning this tournament, but obviously goals are like different than when you go into the tournament, the competitions. Like it was definitely tougher than what I've been like playing for like the past years because they're all under 19, like almost going on to their PSA careers. So it was definitely a challenge, being also two love down in two matches. So I feel it was like a magical week for me.
And you mentioned you were two love down, obviously, to fellow Egyptians, Fairuz and Salma, I think it was. Um, did it feel even more special having beaten, all having beaten three Egyptians, including Malak, on the way to the title as well?
I mean, it didn't feel special beating them because I've beaten them before, like here in national tournaments and the tryouts and stuff, or like I've played with them, but the tournament itself was like special. It was definitely an advantage playing with Egyptians because we know like their style of play. So that's what was like special about it. But definitely the tournament itself was like really special. The crowd was like amazing. It's like different than anything I've played so far.
And I just want to run through some names, the likes of Nicole David, Raneem El Walili, Noor El Shabini, Nouran Gohar, Rachel Grinham, Hania El Hamami. They're just some of the names to also be named Women's World Junior Champion. How does it feel to have your name among such greats of the game?
It feels great because I know usually whoever wins this tournament has the potential of being in the top. So I didn't try to like pressure myself with this when I'm in the tournament, but after it was like over, I was like, I have a chance to like potentially become world number one. So that's like a huge motivation for me for sure.
And of course, following that, your first experience on tour then came at the CIB Egyptian Open as the wild card, and you played against Sabrina, of course, a great player, top 20. What was that experience like for you, not just playing her, but also being around some of the world's best while you were there in Cairo?
It was in Cairo, so obviously like I'm used to the club and stuff, but it felt different playing on the PSA tour. And obviously the squash itself is way different than what I've played before and way different than the worlds. I didn't have much expectations when I just like played. I was like, I just want to put on like a good match, and uh, I was like 2-1 up, and then I had a match ball, but I couldn't believe myself, so I lost it.
Even though you lost, obviously, that performance, did it kind of prove to yourself that you could play with the best, though?
It definitely did prove to myself that I can become in like the top 30 in a short span. And later on, she had many good results. Like she beat Hanya and she beat some top 10 players. So that definitely gave me the motivation I needed.
And of course, since that, you've gone on to win. I think it's nine straight matches on the Challenger Tour, winning in both Jodhpur and then in Sutton Coldfield. How did it feel to take that maiden tour title in India? In what was actually your first Challenger event as well.
It felt really amazing to take like my first challenger title while playing my first challenger title. So like I didn't have to wait long for that. It was really nice there. The court was amazing. It was like held in a palace, which made it really special. And the crowd, obviously, they made me feel as if it was like a platinum tournament, even though it wasn't, because like they were like cheering and they came so I could sign like shirts and balls. So yeah, it was really nice.
And just obviously, that venue was something very different probably for the Challenger Tour. A lot of tournaments are held in squash clubs and things. And what was it like to have that first taste of a glass court outside on, like you say, in the palace where it was?
It was obviously different because most of the glass courts I played in were like indoors, like at the BGO, at the Worlds, so at the US Open even. So it was really different. Adapting to like obviously the conditions. The wind was like blowing. There was many bugs flying around. But I feel it didn't really change anything because in my mind I was just like, I want to win this. I need to win this, and I had like a goal, which was to break into the top 100. So that really helped me into like adapting to the conditions.
And yeah, I mean that was straight onto my next question was, within just a matter of months, thanks to also the win in Sutton Coldfield, you've become the youngest player into the top 100 at the moment. How did it feel to break that and now sitting just outside the top 90? What was your thoughts on breaking the top 100 for the first time?
I feel really happy, especially since I've like done it in just like 2 tournaments. So it's definitely one of my smaller goals, but to be honest, my goal for this year is to like play the world championships for the seniors and make it to the top 50. So that's my goal by the end of this year. Obviously, I'm not going to be playing any tournaments in January because I have the British Junior Open. I'm still a junior, so I have to play these tournaments. But later on, I'm going to be putting like my name in several other tournaments. So hopefully, I can break into the top 50 by the end of the season.
And obviously, you mentioned earlier on that the ultimate goal, of course, would be to reach world number one. Do you have any sort of timeline on that, or is it just you're going to wait and see what comes?
I definitely want to reach world number one, like by the time I'm 18. So, like in about 3 years, 2.5 years, I think I'm like capable of doing that. Uh, because I feel uh, like I've done so well in like the juniors. I've proved myself and how far I am from the rest of the juniors. I've also proved myself on the PSA tour in like a matter of months. So I think I'm capable of doing that if I just keep working hard and focusing.